fellow Flosstubers, it's Patty here with episode 160. Today is July the 12th, 2021. On today's show, I have whips and I have haul, so sit back and relax, grab your beverage of choice. Today I changed it up and I'm doing Bai pineapple coconut drink. It's pretty good. 10 calories. Yeah, it's pretty good. Your craft of choice, and let's chat. So, how was everybody's last 2 weeks? Mine was really good. I had every intention of filming last week, but when we got home from the camping trip on Monday, I was worn out and I really hadn't done a lot of stitching, so I figured I would wait. So I'm really glad I did, because I did get some stuff worked on for this last week. So, as I mentioned, we went camping. We were going to leave Thursday, but then we decided that he got home Thursday afternoon. He was later coming home than what he had originally planned. So we left Friday morning. We made it to Cantwell, Alaska. We pulled into a park that hardly had anybody there. It was nice and quiet, but there was tons of poppies everywhere. You were driving on poppies. It was so neat. And then I took some pictures of the mountains around and the campsite. And our camper, again, since it's so old, it's a 1977 camper, people came up and talked to us, or talked to him about the camper. So he loves driving that thing and having people stop and talk to us. So after we went to Cantwell, we drove down the Parks Highways a little bit farther to Byers Lake. And Byers Lake is a lake you cannot have any electric motors on. So no boats with electric motors, only paddles. So we did bring the rubber boat with us on top of the motorhome, but he never got it down because the day we got to Byers Lake that afternoon, it was windy and kind of yucky out. So yeah, and it was a really nice place. We set out some picks and some citronelle candles around, and the mosquitoes left us alone. It was in the woods. Our nearest neighbor wasn't that close. I mean, we weren't right on top of each other. We actually had space. We lit a fire. You had to really watch the fires because we are under a fire hazard right now, so they really don't want you to start fires. But we had it in a fire ring that's set up by the forestry service or whoever takes care of the park. And so we kept it in there. We watched it. We're really careful with it, and everybody else was really careful with theirs. And it was really nice. This was the first time we had taken the camper and not hooked up to any water or any sewer or any electricity, and that was in Byers Lake. And the camper did really well. We didn't even have to turn the generator on. There was enough battery to run the water pump, so we could turn the pump on and off to, use the water. And we didn't use half of our water. We have a 70-gallon water tank. It's a massive water tank, and we didn't use half of it. And in fact, the whole trip we didn't use the water hookup. We just used our tank. So that was really great. So on 4th of July, we drove to Talkeetna, and we went down the road to Talkeetna, went into Talkeetna, and turned around and came back out because it was right before their 4th of July parade, and there were so many people there, and our motorhome is 26 feet long. And trying to maneuver that 26-foot long motorhome down this little road in Talkeetna was crazy. So I got 2 pictures of Talkeetna, and my mom called right as I was just about to film the parade, because they had all the parade lined up so you could, in their staging area, so I could have filmed them, but my mom had called just then. It was like, oh! So I went ahead and showed her the parade, and we decided we would come back to Talkeetna another day. And for those of you who don't know, Talkeetna is the jumping off point if you're going to climb Denali. It's Mount Denali. If you're going to climb Denali, you have to go through Talkeetna. And I don't know where they take you from there. I think it's by plane that they take you to a glacier on Denali. So that was lots of fun. And so then that night we stayed at Montana Creek. And it was a nice park. It was very on top of one another. It would have been a really, really nice park if the people next to us hadn't decided at 11 o'clock at night to start their party. So it was 2 or 3 guys sitting by a fire pit that they lit at 11 o'clock at night right outside our window. So we got the smoke, so I had to close all the windows. And they decided to talk, and finally at 1 o'clock in the morning, I got up and got our little personal fan and stuck it right by the side of the bed so that it would be in my ear so I could go to sleep. And then the fireworks started going off. Even though there were signs everywhere, no fireworks in Mat-Su Borough. You cannot have them there, but there were fireworks going off, which was a shame. But, you know, to each his own, I guess. So that was Sunday. Yeah, Sunday was when we stayed at Montana Creek, which we won't go there again. Like I said, it was nice. It had water hookup. It had electricity. No, it didn't. It just had electricity. I'm sorry, no, they only had electricity there. And we hooked up to electricity when we could. We decided that campground is just not for us. It was very overrun. It was very full. And yeah, we didn't like that one. We liked the lake. We liked the creek. That was really great. But the campground itself, we won't go back to again. We would go back to Cantwell's campground because that was a really nice little campground. They had showers there at Cantwell. You could do laundry there. They had water, and you could dump your sewer if you had to. So that was a really nice campground. Let's see. So Byers Lake did have a dump place if you had to dump, but we didn't dump. And Montana Creek didn't have a dump place, but they did have water. So if you needed more water, you could go hook up to a hose there and have water. But other than that, it was great. It was such a fun trip. We're planning this weekend's trip, which is only going to be an overnight. We're not going to do a big trip like that again. Not for a little while, because it wears him out, because I don't drive. I drive here in town. I drive in Hawaii. But I haven't driven the motorhome but a couple of blocks, and I'm not really ready to drive that thing yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. This Saturday I took the groceries out to my mom, so I've already done her grocery run because the dog was running out of food. So I had to do that. So her grocery run is done. She's supposed to be getting an electric wheelchair sometime this week, so I told her when it gets here, I will come out and deliver it for her. Let's see. We had the littles on this last Sunday, and it was a great day. We had a lot of fun. The ball pit came out. The living room got destroyed. But that's what kids are for, right? That's what grandkids are for, is to destroy your living room with ball pits. But it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I did go and see my grandmother. She's still hanging in there. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's still hanging in there. I got a call today, and her weight, she's just losing weight, and it makes me so upset that, she's not eating. She is drinking, so she is, doing her bodily functions, but I don't know how she is. I really don't. And I feel really bad. I did stay for like 5 or 10 minutes because she's sleeping the whole time. She just sleeps. So I don't want to wake her up and confuse her even more than she's already confused. So I go there mostly for me. But that's important too, that I need this time with her. We were very close. We were very close. We still are. I still love her to death. But yeah. Other than that, I think that's all the blathering I have for you. So shall we get on with the stitching already? I think so. Alright, so this is the stuff I worked on the last 2 weeks. The week of 4th of July, I only worked on 2 projects, which was this one. This is Dark Queen of the Sea by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I did finish May's clue in June like I was hoping. So June's clue is done, and I did start July's clue, which let me bring it in here. July's clue is a start right there. So she's got a tentacle that comes here and goes around here to there. And then there's another tentacle that comes here. That's July's clue, or June's clue, sorry. July's clue, I think I messed that up earlier too, is over here. There's a tentacle over here. And then in August, we get the beading instructions. So here's where she is at right now. This is on 32 count Charles Craft, dyed by me, and I am so happy with how she is turning out. I am glad that I forced myself to stitch on it some more, because now I want to stitch on it. So that's going to be worked on. Yay! And then this week, I pulled out my Whip Go project, which is Silver Moon Tea. I am stitching this on Violet Mist by Witchelt. And I was able to get this all done last week, so I'm happy with that. I will most likely work on this again this week, and then I'll pull out the Angel of Summer for the next 2 weeks. So yay, that's what this one's at. Okay, and then the last project, of course, is down here. Come here. This is Fright Night, charted by Tilton Craft. Artwork is by Lewis Johnson. I am stitching this on 25 count easy guide, gray, white gray. And I didn't do a whole lot of stitching on this. I did take it on the camping trip, and I think I put in maybe 200 stitches. Yeah, I didn't do a whole bunch. And in fact, Saturday I didn't stitch on it at all. Saturday was, no, I didn't stitch on anything. I knitted the whole day Saturday. After we got to Byers Lake, I went ahead and just stitched and stitched and, or not stitched, I knitted. I'm sorry. We had a fire outside, so I sat and knitted. It was great. But here's where I'm at now. This is the page right here. I really hope I can get this page done this week, because I am behind. I should have been able to finish a page in 2 weeks. With me not stitching as much the last 2 weeks, that's why the page didn't get done. But, my friends, that is all that I stitched on the last 2 weeks. That's really sad. But, you know, you have those cycles where you stitch a whole bunch and then you cycle out of it. So I'm in an out cycle. I really hope I can get back into an in cycle this week. Okay, so haul. I received my June fabric of the month from Fortnite Fabrics. This is I Try. This is 32 count even weave. And yeah, that looks about right. I really am loving their grays a lot. So next year you will be seeing a lot of this because I will be using it. And then I also received my July Grime Guard of the month from Garon Stitchery, and it is eagles. Is that upside down? Nope. I'd like to get into their Bag of the Month club. I might try that, but I'm not sure yet. But anyway, so that is all I have. Plans for this week is my Mira Monday Mira, and that is Christmas in London. It's already out. We're getting ready to be stitched on. I will also continue to stitch on Fright Night every night and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I will work on my Dark Queen of the Sea and on my Whip Go project. But that is everything that I have for you guys. I hope that you all had a great weekend on the 4th of July, if you celebrated it. I hope that you all have a safe and healthy and happy week. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.